From the author of Spinsterella, A Strange and Unusual Romance comes Spellbound, a darker shade of black. Get Spellbound this Halloween in paperback and ebook at online booksellers everywhere. Last week I made a series of videos where I discussed how this Afro-American Negro female pretty much arrested the development of this Afro-American Negro and led to the dysfunctional state that this Negro is in right now. And when I made that series of videos, I reminisced and talked about my days in high school at Park West High School here in New York. And I got a comment from one of the people who watched one of my videos that I wanted to address specifically. Now, this individual said that I was pursuing a certain type of female. I'll have you know that I never pursued any of these females. In all the cases that I had to deal with these females in high school, they pretty much came after me. They picked me. So there was no I'm chasing them or I'm going after them. In most cases, these females came after me. And I went by what they said to me in our interactions, because one of the things that I look for when I pursue any sort of relationship with anyone, whether it be a friendship or an acquaintance, is respect. And when I looked at the behavior of these females and I looked at the attitudes that these females had, they pretty much showed me from day one that I was not going to get the intangible of respect. So I listened to what they said, I listened to how they said it, and I began to realize early on that these females did not take me seriously. And this is something that many of these Afro-American Negroes, it just never registers. It registered to me because I listened to people and the way they talked ever since I was a kid. And I had to deal with people talking down to me, saying things like, "You're retarded, you're slow, you seem to be kind of slow," and things like that. So that made me listen to what they were saying and how they were saying it. And there were social cues that pretty much told me at an early age of 14, 15, and even 16 years old that many of these females were not serious. And this is something that many of these Afro-American Negroes don't get, because they don't think critically about their social interactions with these females. Because they're raised in these single mother households, they're thinking like a female and they're socialized like a female, and all they're thinking about is the attention they're getting from these females, not how these females perceive them. Because when you are in a social interaction with one of these females and she's sitting there and she's got her friend sitting next to you, then that tells you that she does not take you seriously. And that's what I had to run into in my early days at Park West with some of these females. They would bring their friend along, and that told me that this person is not really interested in having any sort of serious relationship with me. And then I look at other interactions I had where these females would talk down to me. And this is something that the Negro, he can't connect the dots when it comes down to these females. These females will talk down to you. They will use phrases regarding you right in front of you Negroes. But because you Negroes are so enamored by that made-up face, those double D's, and that 66-inch rear end, you can't look at the content of her character. All you're looking at is the context of her body. And this is why a lot of you Negroes wind up getting used by these females and played by these females, because you don't look at who they are, you don't listen to what they're saying to you, you don't watch their body language. And this was something I had to do early on, because it was a very dangerous period back then in the late 80s. And these females, again, they could jam you up bad if you got involved with the wrong one, because they were out here not just with a guy like me, they were out here with these dope boys, and they were out here with many of these gang members. And this type of situation, again, could get you killed, because when these females find out that you disagree with them or you have a difference of opinion with them, they're going to go get one of these other Negroes and send them to go hurt you. So I was very keyed up and very careful about who I dealt with. And that's why I came up with the policy of I deal with these females on my own time and my own terms. Because if you deal with this female on her terms, then she's got the leverage. And when she gets the leverage, she's not going to be acting in your best interest. And this is something this Negro does not understand about this Afro-American Negro female. She is not acting in your best interest. She is acting in her own best interest. And she is out to use you as a utility to get what she wants. And that's why I can agree with David Carroll when he says they are with you for convenience, because I saw this firsthand when I was at Park West, and I saw it later on at Taft High School. I saw this firsthand. They were with these dope dealers and these thugs and these other Negroes because they saw something they could get out of them. I don't know what they saw they could get out of me, but I saw their behaviors and their body language, and that's what made me keep my distance from many of these females. I did not see a female offering me respect from day one. If a female offers you respect from day one, she's going to approach you in a way that's completely different than the way many of these Afro-American Negro females approach you. Respect is something that, it's a basic intangible. Yes, respect is earned, but people are going to show you basic courtesies, basic decencies, and they're going to show you a basic level of respect from day one. And respect is something, if you don't have that as your foundation for a relationship, you have no relationship. And this is something the Afro-American Negro just doesn't understand about relationships. He goes in thinking about getting into that nuclear waste reactor between her legs and thinking about seeing that hot body. He's not thinking about the intangibles that make a relationship a solid foundation. Things like respect, cooperation, and a woman who looks out for your dignity and your self-respect and will not try to put you in harm's way. Because again, women who care about you are not going to have you go out and go fight some dude over a difference of opinion. They're not going to tell you to go out and go murder somebody and mess your life up for her benefit. They're not going to be trying to get their attention and drama started for herself. She's going to be looking out for your needs just like you're going to be looking out for her needs. And that's what a reciprocal relationship is. And I didn't see any opportunities for that with any of the females when I was at Park West High School, nor did I see it at Taft or any other school for that matter. Because by the time I got out of college, many of these females were single mothers and pretty much messed up. So that's why I look at relationships the way that I do, because I look at these females and they have no respect for black men. They have no respect for men in general. All they see is a guy they can use for utility and a guy they can use as a tool to move themselves ahead. Unfortunately, many of these Negro males, they are so intoxicated by that nuclear waste reactor between her legs, they cannot see that this female, in many cases, does not want to have a balanced relationship with him. She is sitting there talking down to you, condescending to you, showing you absolutely no respect whatsoever, showing you no courtesies whatsoever, not trying to cooperate with you, not bringing any sort of intangibles to the table related to values. And that's what I was looking for in many of the relationships I was looking for when these females approached me. When these females approached me, I was looking for intangibles related to their character. And when I saw that many of these females had no intangibles related to their character, I started to avoid them. And when I saw the female that I was interested in at 15 and 16, showing me absolutely no respect whatsoever, that's when I said I really need to start staying to myself and focus on myself, because again, these females are dangerous. If a female will sit there and talk to you while she has a boyfriend, that says something about her character. If she gives you a phone number that's not her home, that's, again, says something related to her character. That says that she does not take you seriously. That says that she does not see you as someone important. That says that you have absolutely no value to her outside of, again, what she expects to get out of you. But many of these Afro-American Negroes are so emotional because, again, they've been raised in these single mother households and they see relationships the way his mother sees it, not the way a man sees it. They fall for the okie dokes with these females again and again and again. And this is what messes them up, because they don't understand, again, the foundation for a relationship is respect. If you do not have this female's respect, you have nothing whatsoever. This is why many of these relationships between black men and black women fail, because the female does not respect the male, and the male, because he's too much of a simp, is looking to get things out of the relationship, such as sex, instead of respect. You cannot have a relationship, again, without respect. If there is no respect, neither party is going to appreciate the other party. And I go by the Bible's tenet of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So if this person is not doing unto you by saying that she has respect for you, and you're not doing unto her by having respect for her, then there's no reason for you to even try to even pursue this woman or for this woman to pursue you. And when I look at relationships in the black community, these Negroes pretty much, they do not have any respect for each other, which is why we have this gender war and this rift between black men and black women right now, because there is absolutely no respect whatsoever. And without respect, again, you cannot have love, you cannot have trust, and that's what one of the big problems is in the black community when it comes down to relationships. But from my observations as a teenager back then, these females came to me, and when I saw that they didn't bring anything to the table that I was looking for, I decided to start focusing on myself and my goals, and that to me was more important than the attention of these females. And it's the most important thing for any man, because if you do not have focus on yourself and your goals, these females are just going to come and go, and they're going to come and go, and you need to focus on the things that are most important to you. Because if this female is not offering you respect from day one, she's not offering you intangibles related to her character, then there is no foundation for any sort of relationship whatsoever. And this is something that many of these Afro-American Negroes just don't understand about relationships overall. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.